in our garden fight to break and blossom, all to be adored. And look, your skirt is torn, and there's blood on our sheets, as comes a long arm of the Lord, fist tight, banging on the door, and knocking me down on its way in. And I let him in as I pass out into a dream of whooping cranes and wooden beams, great white wings beating in an attic, in a house, in the dead of night, singing, oh, 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 my Augustine, Augustine, oh, 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 is this forever, ever, oh, oh, sweet Augustine, Augustine, what does this mean for us? Does it mean that I can never change my ways, and that's why, love, you shouldn't stay? Still you will and love me like a mother or a maid, bringing you down, down, down on your brazen knees, watering the worms and the weeds, thinking, why does love leave me so damn cold? Now I'm getting old, and is this what it should be? Well, is it? Oh, 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 my Augustine, Augustine, oh, 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 is this forever, ever, oh, oh, sweet Augustine, Augustine, or do we kill this one tonight? And it comes clear, this is all we got, as I hold you to my bed like a cancer or a curse. Now be my loving nurse as we fall back into the impossible dream.
So you join us again in this, the third of 6 Patrick Wolf podcasts, and he's just played Augustine for us. Another track that I hadn't heard before. This is going to be on the album as well, isn't it?
Yeah, these are all really stripped down versions. There's, just, very acoustic without the rhythms and stuff. So.
Yeah. So when you sat down, I'll ask you a little bit about the meaning of it all and everything, if you're okay with that. But when you sat down to prepare for doing this session, did you think, shit, how am I going to try and get the sound across, or was that a concern of yours?
Not really with the acoustic thing. It's a whole different. You can explore different emotions and rhythms and textures of the song. So it's not really about representing the record to me. So I feel, because they're all written acoustically as well, I just go back to the way they were written initially before they were produced.
So it's actually not that hard at all.
No.
How was it for Joe's there on the right when they're looking at, and this is Victoria here doing an impression of me. And how does it work? Are they in the same boat, or do they follow your lead? You ask them.
I work with those two because we're very intuitive with each other. We don't need that much rehearsal. I don't like rehearsing that much either, just because it should be spontaneous.
No, I agree with you 100%. I wouldn't let you talk to me before, would I? Before we were doing it.
Well, my sister, we've been making music for years and years together, and I used to sit in the orchestra with Piggy. Victoria, sorry.
She's not going to thank you for that, are you, Victoria?
Victoria, sorry. And we go back a long way as well. And yeah, so I'm sure it was. Hopefully, it was easy for them.
Would you agree with that? Did it come naturally?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Victoria. Not. Okay, so that's nice that you just mentioned there that you play with your sister, and obviously she's got an incredible singing voice on her.
She certainly does, yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Showing you up there a little bit. Push her a little bit further back next time.
That's what my mum says as well.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned your mum then, because I thought I'd heard of her. Apps, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's her first name?
Imelda.
Imelda Apps. Now, why would I have heard of her as an artist? Is she quite well known, or am I just being a little bit train-spottery?
No, she's definitely... She's quite a secretive artist, but she's definitely... People know her.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this leads me to then think, when you were growing up, because obviously not many people... I mean, when did you first pick up an instrument, for example?
Oh, I think... it was probably when I decided I wanted to play the violin.
Which is, again, is an interesting instrument to be drawn to. Why were you drawn to the violin?
I remember just hearing it on the radio, and just it sounded the most magical thing in the world to me.
Can you remember what it was you heard?
I can remember it. I was on the motorway in the back of my mum and dad's car, and just hearing this music, and just think that's something I aspired.
So it wasn't Dexys Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen?
No, it's something like Rachmaninoff or something like that.
Right, okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and then I asked my dad if I could do violin lessons because over one summer a boy down the road had just got a violin, and he wouldn't let me play it, and he wouldn't let me
kids can be cruel.
Yeah, and I just wanted actually to just know how the bow made the sound when it touched the string. It seemed like magic to me. Yeah. So I kind of just took up lessons to see what happened.
So what age were you then, sorry?
8 years old. Yeah.
Tiny little fingers.
Yeah.
Little fingers.
And very, very bad. And
swing away.
Yeah.
So your parents obviously were delighted that you'd chosen the violin to learn on. It makes such a nice noise when you're learning. But your mother, obviously, and this is why, obviously this podcast isn't about your mum, but if it is the same lady that I'm thinking of, very interesting work that she does. But did you have that kind of bohemian childhood that, where there's always kind of something artistic or creative going on around you, so it felt like a very natural environment to pick up an instrument and sort of pursue that path?
Not really, no. I think we, my dad used to be a jazz musician, well, he still is, but, then they, both my mum, she didn't take, because of she was raised in a really strict Catholic upbringing, so she had to give up her art when she was about 20 and then return to it later. So actually, when me and my sister were born, we were all kind of just finding our creative selves. It's not like I was born into this big artistic dynasty.
What I was asking, yeah,
it's more like now that we're all working. My dad's writing children's books, my mum is painting every day, my sister's about to release a single, and it's like in the last 3 or 4 years that's started to happen.
Blossomed.
Yeah, we all kind of inspire each other, which is nice.
That's nice. And how I'm just imagining doing a Shea Wolf.
Yeah.
It must be quite nice. Do you break into song spontaneously?
if there's enough alcohol.
yeah. Nothing to do with an artistic environment. That just booze, isn't it? Okay. Well, I'll leave you at this one for now, and we'll come back and talk a little bit about your previous albums and what we've got going on with Magic Position.
Okay, great.
See you in a bit.